Aston Martin is transforming its business with Salesforce. The iconic luxury British sports car manufacturer is fundamentally changing the way it operates by unifying its data to take action in every part of its business. To learn how, I'm now joined by Aston Martin's Salesforce architect, Kent Packman. Welcome, Kent.
Hi, nice to be here.
Welcome to TDX London. It's the first time we're doing this here.
Yep.
What are you excited about today?
I'm primarily focused more on the product. So yesterday is great to learn about all the new stuff that's coming, but we'll be getting into some deep dive topics today, I'm sure.
And you're not a stranger to the Salesforce studio and our keynotes and things like that. What is it about today particularly that is going to be helping and supporting you in how you're designing Salesforce roadmaps at Aston Martin?
Primarily lots of conversations with the product teams and solution engineers here. I'm learning from a load of other customers as well. There's going to be some great talks happening. So I'll be looking out for the for the topics of interest for us, but ultimately helping to figure out what's being done, what's been done, and how that impacts and influences our roadmap.
Yeah. Let's dive into Data Cloud. I know it's something that's really top of mind and of your focus at the moment. You're using Data Cloud to really think about the customer experience and how you're going to better serve your customers. But tell us what that means in the day-to-day operations. How is that working for you?
Yeah, so we use Data Cloud in effectively two primary ways. So it does act as our entire CDP, so our customer data platform. That's really changed the way we interact with Marketing Clouds. So we've built out all of our segmentation within Data Cloud, which means that there's quite a lot of activity in that space. It's enabled us to unify our segments across loads of different use cases, and it's growing out the potential of what our marketing will look like in the future. Then the second part to that is we're starting to establish an enterprise data model. So when we were looking at our effectively data lakehouse, warehouse, whatever you want to call it these days, we use Databricks, and we have a large amount of enterprise data in there from systems well outside of the remit of Salesforce. So things like our PLM platform or our engineering and manufacturing processes. So we're bringing all of that in via Zero Copy and building out an enterprise data model, which is then plugging into the semantic layer, which ultimately makes me very busy on a day-to-day basis, but also means we're engaging a lot with the business and figuring out our data structure and model moving forward. So at the moment, we're in that journey. But ultimately, what we're looking to do is turn Data Cloud into a much more operational platform.
A lot of work that's gone into that.
Yes, a lot of work, a lot of drawings.
Yes, and a lot of drawings. And how would you explain what things looked like before you implemented Data Cloud?
Yeah, so we had, probably very similar to a lot of organizations, we had a lot of siloed data and a lot of siloed context. So for example, and we still do, we're in the process of sorting that out. But one of the key things that we have is you could go talk to Department 1 and they will refer to something by a name, and you could go talk to Department 2, they'll refer to it by a different name, but they mean the same thing. Or alternatively, they refer to it by the same name, but they're referring to different things. So we're starting to go through and resolve that. It also meant that we didn't have necessarily a stable data platform as such for us to do quite a lot of our analytics from. So we had to do what we needed to do. We used quite a lot of great products like Tableau, Tableau Prep, Tableau Flow to get to the answers that we need. But we're starting to move that engineering into the appropriate platform. So
Data Cloud has been really integral to so much that you're doing.
Yeah, it's become the core effectively. Yeah. So while we talk about platform and we refer to that as core, for us, that's shifting into Data Cloud in terms of from an enterprise perspective, while Salesforce has become the core for our commercial operation.
And what's that evolution going to look like for you with AI? How would you say that you're looking at AI across the business at the moment? Where are you on that journey?
So we were very fast through the gate. So we joined the pilots very early on for Agentforce. The first one we built, which is effectively an agent that can go through the I'm going to say Haynes manual. That doesn't mean something everywhere, but effectively for each of the cars we make, we have tens of thousands of pages of documentation that tell you how to fix something, what an error code means. the greatest example that we found was we document how many litres are in the rear seats of our cars. So there's loads and loads of information there. As part of the pilot, we built out an agent that could effectively search through all of that and answer any question, which is great, and that's where we're looking to head. But what we realized very quickly is that's a big challenge, because you've got a large amount of data, you've got a large amount of factual information you need to clarify and make sure the agent's doing properly. So we've scaled that massively back, and we're starting with how to use Salesforce with our partners. But ultimately, all of that is sat on top of that data cloud foundation layer, and that's helping us figure out where we need to focus in terms of that enterprise data model.
Amazing work, Kent. Really inspiring. I think there's so much to take away from that in your foundations that you've built. Thank you so much for partnering with us and sharing what's been going on at Aston Martin with all your great work. Great to talk to you.